All right, what's going on, everybody? So today is Thursday, December 11th, and I'm going to go over everything that I picked up on last Sunday at the card show. It was the Pokezard. It was the third event. Super good event. That was the first time that I was just next to someone ran on my left side and didn't book with a friend, and then on my right side, I was with Hangs Collects. Super awesome couple. I met them vending, and yeah, I was able to vend next to them because Ryan already scheduled something else. But I'm just going to go through the pickups that I got today. And then in today's video, I want to do something a little bit different. I've vended 17 shows now since September 21st, I'm pretty sure. So I just want to give like top 5 recommendations that I can think of. And I wrote them down so I can just go over them in a little bit better detail. And hopefully if you're new to vending, or if you've been into vending, or maybe you don't know these, and maybe they'll help you out on your vending journey. So first, we'll go through the cards. I already took them all out of the top loaders and put them into everything, so a little bit easier to go through them, and then I got to sticker them tonight and tomorrow before my show on Saturday. So this is everything that I picked up last Sunday. And then after that, I'm going to get into the top 5 stuff. So we got the Tag Team Alohan's Muck, got the Ethan's Macargo, got some Japanese, and I can't remember their names off the top, so we'll just let you see the beautiful artworks. And I don't take too many Japanese, but I like to have a large variety for people, because some people, they don't want to spend an insane amount on the English one, and they just want the artwork. So Japanese is sometimes the better route to go, because, they can way more affordable. And that's actually going to be one of my points in today's video that I'm going to talk about later, and the top 5 recommendations. Also, just want to say huge thanks to anyone that's been watching my vendor POVs. Really appreciate it. The love and support on the last 2 that I posted is just like phenomenal. And I only did cuts on them because I wasn't really comfortable talking to the camera yet. And yeah, so it's like videos from about 2 months ago when I first started. And yeah, they're just getting a lot of love, and I really appreciate it. And these next videos that I'm going to be posting for raw vendor POVs is going to be a lot better, because after doing it so often, you get comfortable with the camera now. So now I show the cards that people buy to the camera. I introduce it and I say their name. And yeah, so just, it's all with just time and practice, and my content will slowly evolve. But yeah, these first ones that I posted, I just, wasn't very comfortable talking to the camera yet. So this one is actually one of the world championships from 2019. I collect these because I just love, I feel like you're not going to get that card unless you went to the event, or obviously if you buy it online. But those ones, I don't know, there's something about them that I just love, because I feel like you have to go to the championship to buy them, or if you weren't able to, there's not I feel like there's just not millions of it, very unique. And Meowth. And then Charizard V-Star, some pretty cool ones. This one, Litvinny, Viper, and last, this Dialga. This Dialga is pretty sick, honestly. This card is beautiful. So yeah, that's everything I took in on Sunday. And just to be transparent, the value on these cards is worth about, I had it on my calculator, about $620 worth of cards that I took into the table. And obviously some in trade, some in cash. So spend about 400 something on them, and then have about 620 in value. So little stuff like that is how you keep progressing as a vendor to make more money and make more deals and stuff, and you just keep it recurring. So now I'm gonna go through my top 5, and just bear with me. I know, and by any means, I know I'm not a pro at vending or anything. I really just enjoy it. It's just a lot of fun. You get to talk about Pokemon for 8 hours on top of taking in cards for your collection. You make money. Who doesn't want to do that, obviously? And yeah, it's just super fun. I don't think anyone is a master at vending, because at the end of the day, it literally just depends on who comes up to your table. You could have a card that you could have in your case for literally there is some cards that I still have in my binder since day one, and it's just it's all just dependent on the people that come to your booth, and maybe they're looking for another card, a specific card, and maybe you have it, maybe you don't, maybe your buddy next to you has it. So you just never know. I feel like there's no absolute blueprint to vending or anything like that. I just think it's, just have a good time. And these top 5, I'm going to be kind of looking at my notepad a little bit, but these are mainly because I just feel like these are more, what would you say? I would say more broad. So you don't have to be a pro to know these, but maybe you don't. So I put a list of 5 together, and the first one is going to be camera for security, because there's a lot of bad apples in the community. So I don't know if you have social media for Pokemon or not, but there has been so many break-ins for card stores lately, so many people being robbed, so many people's homes being robbed, and it's just, like anything in life, like any industry or anything, there's always going to be bad people, especially when money or valuables get involved. So a camera for security at the shows, obviously it can be a little expensive, but in the end of the day, you could just use your iPhone, hit record, and aim it at the table and put it on a little tripod for the entire day. You don't have to talk to it or nothing, but just for like an extra precaution, because people try some creative stuff to like steal cards. They'll put their binder on top of your binder. They'll be looking at multiple cards. They'll take 5 cards out, pass the 5 cards to them behind them, telling their friend to look at them, and then the friend will hand them back to you, and then they'll only put 4 in, and then the one's still in the friend's hand. And when you have 10 people at your table, it gets pretty, just camera's just best, because you know what? Go back, watch the footage. If something's missing, and bam, you'll probably find it. Luckily, I don't think I've dealt with any stealing, and I hope that stays like that from what I've noticed. Like usually, also, unless it's like high valuable stuff, you keep it in the case and you keep it locked. So if someone has stolen from me, they've only gotten away with like tiny little cards, and I'm always watching, but there is those moments where people will try to take advantage of, like if you're comping cards or if you're busy or someone's talking to you. I just feel like you get a good gist of someone when they first walk up, like the first like example of when the interaction you have with them, you kind of can tell off the bat, like this is probably a good person, looks can be deceiving, and like maybe they're the worst person ever and they put on a good facade, but it's just, you in this industry or like in this community or whatever, most people, I would say like 95% of the people I've met are good people, but there always is that 5% in anything in the world that, doesn't care about you, doesn't care it's part of your business, they just don't care, they're like, they only have bad intentions, and that sucks, but it's all in the world, so you can't stay away from it, but you can kind of combat it by like having a video recording and, maybe even bringing a person with you to the event, because that's always a plus. I tend to solo vend, but I vend next to friends, so we kind of, help each other out. If I have nobody, I'm watching his stuff, and when he's doing deals, if he doesn't have anybody, he's watching me, and vice versa. So the first one, camera for security. So just really think about that one before you start vending, especially if you have an expensive amount with you. And yeah, it's just, always better to be safe than sorry. Number 2, so for vending, having variety for everyone to potentially find something while at your booth. So this one means like a lot of people will just have a display case with 30 slabs or 50 slabs, whatever fits in it. And then they'll have another display case with singles or whatever, and then maybe another display case with whatever, slabs or whatever. For me, my approach to vending is I like to have a case with slabs and like maybe promo cards I put in there and stuff like that. And then in the middle, I have this big binder that I put together, something that I would want to go through that has like anywhere from 500 to like 7, sometimes even up to 1,000 cards in it, ranging from about $30, sometimes in the 30s, down from 30s all the way down to about $2, $1 cards. And the way I do this binder is I put in cards that I would want to look at, or cards that I think people would be interested in, or sets that people are probably still master setting, older vintage cards that people want from their childhood, just cards that I think that maybe like one day, someone would want this because I would want this, or like that era or that kind of card, or like the dates and stuff. And I just like having a large variety for someone when they come to my table to be able to look at multiple things and not be like, oh, he has 50 PSA 10 slabs. No thing. Not everyone is going to a card show to spend $300 to, some people don't even want to go to a card show and spend $100. Like, they're not just there for slabs. And like, when you see someone that only has slabs, I mean, more power to them. It is a business and they can vend however they want. But like, I'm kind of trying to provide to all collectors, not just high-end collectors, slabs or whatever, to make a couple $100 off a slab. Me, I personally hate slabs. I'm a binder guy. I have a few slabs, but I just have no connection to them, no desire to look at them, and honestly, half time just put it back in my display case. I have no slabs right now. I do send cards in, but in the reality, the reason I do that is because there's a premium in it to where if you get a 10, obviously, you can make more money on it, and then I can put it right back into my hobby, which is Pokemon and vending and buy more collections and stuff. So that's why I grade cards. But for me personally, if I wasn't into vending, I wouldn't grade cards at all. I would just have them, the ones I love, in my binder, and that's it. Like, I don't know, just slabs. There's something about going through a binder, and I get a lot of compliments on my binder that I have on my table. People love going through the binder because I literally have a little bit of everything in that binder, and I do that because I want you to be able, even if it's $1 card, I want you to be able to like get something from me and like that has some sort of like memory to it, or some kind of like what's the word, like not attachment or love, but like some kind of like, yeah, I guess memory. Like you'll have a memory getting this card with me because you found it in my binder, and it's not something that you're gonna find usually at every table, because most of the tables, like I did a walk the other day, most people have the same stuff. Like we have like all the EV evolutions in our case, we have the same slabs. So like at that point, you're kind of seeing the same stuff at every single thing, and like the main chases of sets and stuff like that. Me, I just love to have variety, and I would recommend, like, if you want more interactions, like even more transactions, and maybe they're small, maybe some are big, but having a lot of variety for, you know, anyone, for any of the collectors, is like a really good idea, and I think you should just think about that one. And I've heard a lot of other people say this too, and yeah, it's just I vision it as, when I come up to a table, what I would want to go through. Obviously, yeah, the case with the super nice expensive cards, maybe from 50 to thousands of dollars. I want to go through a binder, and I'm hoping in that binder, when I'm going through it, that I find a Deoxys, a Nidoking, or Deoxys, Nidoking, or a Kabutops. Like, for me personally, that's what I'm looking for. And usually you can find them in the case, but they're going to be hundreds of dollars. So then you can go through a binder and hopefully find a cheaper one, so you don't have to spend so much money, because not everyone wants to spend hundreds of dollars on an event. And then, yeah, and then in my third thing, I have a display case, which also has my singles, and mainly they're in there is because having a binder, you know, stuff can get stolen out of it, but having the display case, I can put, I think it's almost 100 cards, maybe 50 to 100 cards of my higher end cards, you know, like the chase cards, the level X's, the Garatina, plasma, like the expensive ones. And then if someone wants to look at it, then I can take it out and show them. So I love the display case for singles like that, and obviously for the slabs too. But it's just, you just want to have variety, and like you can only fit so much stuff in just cases. That's why I love the binder, because a binder can hold up to 1,000 cards, especially the one that I use. For number 3, it would be building real friendships with other vendors. So this one's like super. At first, when I got into this, I didn't really know if I was going to make friends doing this, because when I vended my first show, or when I went to a show with my friends, I feel like I just didn't really notice, like, maybe if the vendors knew each other, or if they all like talked or nothing, or if the vendor sets up their stuff and looks straightforward, does sales and deals and everything. And then when I finally vended, I realized, like, wow, person to my right, you're going to be with them for 8 hours. Person to my left, you're going to be with them for 8 hours. And you gradually, like, you're sitting there for 8 hours, lots of downtime if it's not busy. You're going to talk to each other. So making real friendships, like through the vendors and stuff, is like one of the best parts about vending. My first show, I met a guy named Tim and his wife. My second show, I met a guy named Alan. And then I met my best friend vending, Ryan. I met him at that show. We weren't even vending next to each other, but we followed each other on Instagram. And he happened to walk by, or no, I walked by his table and introduced myself. I'm like, hey, we follow each other. And now we've vended this at shows together more than 5 to 10 times all together now. So it's just like, and then same with Sam and Joelle. Like, I vended next to them at one event, talked to them a little bit, quite a bit, and then vended another show with them, and then vended another show with them. And now I consider a bunch of these my best friends: Alan, Joelle, Sam, Ryan, many more. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, like the ones that I vend the most with and talk to the most. And I met them through vending. If I never got into vending, I probably wouldn't have met them. Maybe I bought a card from them or something. But you spend hours with these people, and like, you're all there for the same thing, to vend. you all have an expensive amount of inventory in front of you. And if you're solo vending, you need trustworthy people next to you that are going to help you. Let's say you have to go to the bathroom. Let's say you're busy comping cards with somebody and 2 other people want help. You just want really good people next to you that'll help you and like are doing it for the best interest of you and like to help you as a friend, not like they're not needing anything out of it. They're just trying to be like helpful and friendly out of like love, like a friendship, you know, not just like, oh, he's busy. I'm going to take them to my vending table. Nothing like that, you know, like me, if my friend's busy and I see that and someone needs help, I'm going to literally, and I'm not busy either, I'm going to try my hardest to help him sell whatever you got to sell, answer any questions they have, or even tell them he'll be right with you. He's comping the cards and stuff. And this happens a lot. Like you get swarmed on your tables and sometimes it's so busy, it's literally nonstop. And yeah, so I mean, just making friendships and like sometimes at events you can bulk, you can get a bunch of tables with your friends and get a little bit of a discount. At some shows, it just depends. So that is a good one too, to have a bunch of friends. And then also like maybe you're looking for something and you can't find anywhere. Maybe your friend finds it and they're like, oh, come to my friend. He has this or he's looking for that and stuff like that. Like when I'm not buying the expensive PSA 10 slabs that are like $500+ I say, hey, my buddy Ryan might be interested if you're willing to show him, and vice versa. It's just building friendships is honestly the best thing. It makes this hobby way more enjoyable, and like these can be your friends outside of life too. I mean, outside of vending too. Like it's not just vending. Like I talk to, I think at least I talk to 5 people that I've vended next to almost every single day, like real life friends, and I consider them friends. And it's nice because when you get older, like from high school and college and everything, you only have a certain amount of friends, or maybe you lose friends, or everyone has lives and stuff, you know? So at an older age, making friends is like super nice. And like my best friend that my whole life, my best friend, he just moved to Tennessee. So having like newer friends now is like super, you know, super nice. And I'm 31. So yeah, just lost my best friend, or not lost him, but he moved away. So, you know, we're East Coast, West Coast now. And having 5 new friends that I talk to every day is honestly like really, really like one of my favorite parts of vending so far. Number 4, it's obvious, but being honest at all times. Tell them what you priced it, or if you're in a card for a lot and you need to stay firm. It's okay to decline offers that don't help you, and it's not rude. So this one is like a really big one. This comes to like, let's say the market on a card is $40. Okay, let's say I paid, I'm just going to do a $100 card. It's so much easier with percentages. Let's say I bought a $100 card, okay? And I took it in at 70%. I paid $70 for it, okay? Now, I'm just going to use an arrogant person for this expression. Obviously, not all of them are arrogant, but like I'm just going to a mean person, okay? This person comes to my table. He says, oh, you have this card stickered at $100. Can you give me a discount? Honestly, most of us will give discounts. There's gonna be normally we'll always do a couple dollars, anywhere from $0 to $15 off, depending on the price of the card and stuff like that. So I'm gonna use 80%. Let's say I took in the card for 80%, so I spent $80 on it. This guy comes up, he's like, oh, I want to buy this card. I'm like, okay, awesome. I was like, $100, and he'll be like, oh, would you take $70 for it? Like, it's got a teeny white mark on it, even though it's near mint. Let's say it has a white dot. So you'll get to these, like, there's so many of these, it's just hard to explain, but he wants it for $70. So it was stickered at $100. I got it for $80, and he wants it at $70. And I'm like, well, that's going to be negative $10 for me. So I just say, sorry, I took it in for more than that. I need to sell it at least like, and if the person's nice, like if it's a friend, or like they give off a really good vibe, or they need it for their PC and they've been looking for it and maybe $80 is all they have, you want to help the person out. Maybe you'll just cut it straight across. Maybe you would take $80 for it. Maybe you've had it in your case for 10 shows and you're ready to get rid of it. But let's say he constantly is like, oh, I can only pay 70. I can only pay 70. It's okay for you to like hold firm to your ground and say, no, thank you. I don't want to do this deal. And like, there's so many times where people put me in a situation where it's like, in my head, I'm thinking in my head, like, this person just wants to rip me off, and they're gonna buy it for $75 or $70, and they're just gonna take it to their table and sell it the same price I have right now. They don't care about me as a person. They don't care about what I'm trying to do, the work I had to put in to get that card. If I like searched it, third partied it outside on like a Facebook deal, if I was messaging hours, a sticker in the card, researching the card, like, they just don't care. And like I said, remember, there's 95% good people in the community, and then 5% of the people that are like getting into here. So when you sticker your card, let's say you firmly believe that it's near mint, and you want to sell it at the near mint price, yeah, you can give a couple dollars off. But if there's someone that's trying to like lowball you nonstop, like, you can just kindly say no, thank you. And I've had this happen so many times. And a couple times I was like, I gave people these huge bulk deals and stuff, and I realized, like, I put in so many hours to this, stickering cards, finding the deals, and this is before I was taking stuff at my table. And I'm like, and then I know in the back of my head, I'm like, you're a vendor. This isn't even for your PC. You're just going to take it over there and then sell it for the sticker I have. Like, sorry, but no. And like now, and like, maybe it sounds mean, but like, I'm just being like 100% honest. Like, they're kind of just lazy. It's like, why don't you go find deals, make deals, go get the cards and try to find them and source them and stuff, because it's not easy, and like, it takes a lot of work. Now, if you wanted to give me a reasonable offer, like, let's say the card was $100, I paid $80 for it, and you wanted to give me like $15 off. Like, let's say the card was $100 and he wants to give me $15 off. If he came out with like a good demeanor and was nice about it and asked kindly, like, I only have this much and it's for my PC, I would do it a million times to one. I'd probably do it, because I would rather them find a card that they're collecting for their PC than trying to get one up on me to just take it to their table and resell it for more. Like, when I'm doing the exact same thing, just selling it for what the market is, got it at a good price, put in the work to find the deal, and then the person comes up and just wants to lowball me for just to make money. Like, that's, at the end of the day, they don't care about me, they don't care about who I am or what I'm doing. They just want to make $5, $10, $20 off of me. And that like got to the point where it's kind of irritating. And now, like, just from like the get-go, I'm just super honest. I tell them yes or no, I can give you a deal. And I've met so many people in my life, like, I can instantly get an idea of the kind of person somebody is within like the first 30 seconds of talking to somebody. And like, I've worked with my dad for I've been working for my dad for 13 years. And in the roofing business, you work with a lot of people, because a lot of people don't stay in roofing for too long. It's like one of those, like, I guess, beginner jobs where no one wants a roof for their whole life, so they're trying to just do it temporarily. So I've met thousands of people, and usually within working with them, within the first 30, even the first conversation, you kind of tell, like, if someone's gonna have a good work ethic, if they're gonna complain a lot, all this goes into, same with vending. It's just, be nice, be kind, and you probably could get good deals. And like, a vendor will probably hook you up if they're a nice vendor. And like, it's just gotta be nicer. That's mainly the point in that one. I kind of went on a tangent, but man, there's some people that just come up to your table and they ruin the vending experience for you, because let's just say this. It's like, on Saturday and Sunday, most of us vendors are going to vend Pokemon, and we're excited. We've looked forward to it for the whole week, and we're like, oh yes, we get to go vend Pokemon on Saturday, talk about Pokemon for 8 hours, sell Pokemon cards for 8 hours, look for Pokemons for 8 hours, take in new cards for 8 hours, and hang out with our new friends for 8 hours, and literally just talk about Pokemon and nothing else for 8 hours. It's straight good vibes. And then when someone like wants to like lowball you or just be rude to you or like just bring negative energy, it just ruins it. Like, it just puts you in not a bad mood, but it just, it's just like a damper on a light. It really sucks. So the more nicer you can be, the better you can get deals or whatever you want from vendors, or, maybe haggle with them a little bit. But when you just like try to like make it known that you're just going to rip them off, it's probably not the best look. So hopefully that one helps you out. And just like, and maybe it just makes you like a little nervous to hold your ground and stuff. But it's okay to say no to people, and like to just end conversations and stuff like that, especially if you're getting a negative vibe, or like, if nothing's positive coming out of like positivity is coming out of the conversation or anything. Just kindly, like, you could just kindly exit, or you just gotta be straight up. And 99% of the time, I'm the kindest dude ever, and I try to be. Yeah, it's just there's that 1% of people, 5% of people out there that really ruin it. And then the last one, number 5, would be bring tons of top loaders, sleeves, and food. Try to go to the bathroom before the show starts, because once a show starts, it usually is nonstop for the entire time. Try to eat something small so you still have energy, but because the show is exhausting and will drain you socially. And the reason I said eat something small is because if you're solo vending, you're not going to want to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? So try to eat something small that you're not going to digest before the end of the show. And make sure you do eat something small, because it's literally nonstop for about 8 hours. And there's a couple times where I start feeling lightheaded. I'm like, oh, damn, I haven't ate nothing or taken in any calories or anything. And I start to feel like a little like, whoa, I need to eat something. And unless you brought something, and unless the host gives you stuff from like eating, or like is going to provide food for you guys, there's a good chance you're not eating for more than 8 hours, because you're also there earlier. So bring little snacks, bring drinks, use the bathroom right before the show starts. I pee frequently, so much, no matter what. Even if I'm not drinking liquids, I still have to go pee a lot. So unfortunately, that's like the downfall of me when it comes to vending, is I do have to go to the bathroom a lot. But yeah, I try not to eat nothing in the morning. I try not to do no coffee in the morning, because I don't want to go to the bathroom during the show. And then I try to use it go towards the end of the show when I'm home or whatever. And then, yeah, and then like little snacks, like you can see in all the other vendor videos and stuff. You just try to do protein bars or like pretzels or something small. You don't want to get something too messy on your hands. And like last show, Hang Collects, they brought me this awesome sandwich, and I'd only brought 2 protein bars and drinks, and that's all I was going to do for the whole day. But they offered me a free sandwich, and I declined it first, but they insisted, and it was very, very, very good, and I appreciate that. And then Pokezard also provided us pizza, so that was nice too. And I had to go to the bathroom quite a bit, like pee and everything, but luckily I didn't have to go to the bathroom, bad for the show. So just look out for that. Don't eat a huge meal before you start. Unless you have a friend with you vending, then obviously eat whatever you want. But if you're solo vending, which I tend to do a lot, you don't want to leave your table longer than 30 minutes. And also remember, when you leave your table, there's potential deals, potential people that you could see and meet and stuff that are just walking right past your table, and you might not ever meet them because you're in the bathroom. So yeah, that's my top 5 recommendations. I feel like they're kind of, broad, and like they can apply to anybody. And like, even if you've been vending forever, I mean, maybe you already know these, but I feel like anybody that's new to vending, I feel like these will really help. They're kind of small, but I feel like these are, serious things. Camera, variety, building friendships, being honest. Just honesty, that's probably the biggest one. Like, there's a lot of people that are, you'll see, if you haven't vended yet, you'll understand. And then tons of top loaders, sleeves. Oh, and then the top loaders and sleeves. Usually I try to bring like about 100 extra top loaders, because every time when someone's coming to the show, not everyone brings a binder, not everyone brings a container or stuff to carry things in. So giving them a top loader gives them that extra little bit of cushion to, if they have to put it in their pocket, for the card not to get ruined. And your card should already be sleeved. I would hope they're sleeved, in a little penny sleeve. But if for some reason they're not, offer them a sleeve and then a top loader. And that's, and then, yeah, that's pretty much my top 5. I hope these can help anybody that's new to vending, or maybe hasn't thought of these, or maybe needs that extra, like, just needs to hear it out loud. And yeah, I love going so far in like doing the YouTube stuff. My favorite part is like going over everything I took in. Obviously I'm paid. What I mean by taking in, I paid for all this stuff, but I just love going through it at the end and like just seeing some of these cards. Like, I had never seen this Dialga in person until this weekend. When I've seen it online, but like holding it and owning it, I never have. So vending does give you the opportunity to, have a lot of be able to acquire a lot of cards in said certain time. So like, I'm sure this one will sell pretty fast because it's a popular one, but like, I appreciate it while I have it here. And yeah, it's a nice card. So that's definitely my favorite, is just going over the haul at the end and stuff, because you just literally never know what's going to come. And me personally, if it's Kabutops Nido King Deoxys and I take it into my table, I will put it in my PC. So it's always fun to look through at the end, and you just never know. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, top 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys like stuff like this, I've been writing a bunch of notes on other stuff that I would like to share that I feel like I could help people out. So yeah, just let me know if you did like this, or if maybe you already knew all this, or if it helped you out at all. And then comment below what your favorite card was from these ones right here. And I did want to do this for my newest thing. I do want to show you guys my favorite one, starting like when I showcase all the stuff from now on. My favorite one in this one was, actually, yeah, it was this Dialga for sure. That's why it was on top. But yeah, so my favorite card from the pickup was Dialga. Yeah, just an awesome artwork. And yeah, comment yours below. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and drop a like if you could. It could help my channel grow. And I'll see you guys in the next. It should be another vendor POV. I'm going to start editing the Fire and Ice one now, because I'm going to be at Fire and Ice on Saturday, and I'm just, grinding out and trying to catch up on collections. So, oh yeah, next time you guys see me, probably going to shave all this off. So, because my mom doesn't like it. Neither does my girlfriend. But, I like being clean shaved, but it grows back kind of fast, and like I do like it, but then I don't like it. But the girls in my life love it, not shave, so I'm gonna shave. So say goodbye to the beard, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.